Here today with a new project for this week. I have a very similar charger to one you've seen before. It's a Lear charger. This one is from a 2014 Volt. It came from the wrecking yard. I recently received it and have set it up to test with. And I had an interesting experience with this one where I worked with a collaboration of other folks. Byron Isenbard, Brian Cushane, Jim Hanna, and Kerry Manning. And Kerry and Jim have Chevrolet Volts. Jim took a can capture of his Chevrolet Volt while it was charging. And Jim's in the Northwest. I think he's in the state of Washington, maybe Seattle or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but he's somewhere in the Northwest. At any rate, he's not close to here, and it's not something he can just hand me. So he emailed the file. It was small. It was about 100K, I think, for that one. And he captured this using the CanDui. And I have a CanDui here, and I'm using it to play it back. And we're able to do that because Colin Kidder has updated his GVRET software, which is Generalized Vehicle Reverse Engineering tool that he has written. And it lets us do a lot of really cool stuff and easy stuff to suss out this data and find what it takes to make this work and the minimum that it takes it to work. The minimum happens to be quite small. It's 2 messages, a total of 5 bytes of data that you've got to send to that charger to tell it what to do. And the charger is great. It has a 12-volt auxiliary output that puts out 13.5 volts. I think it provides up to 600 watts. It's a 3.3 kilowatt liquid cooled charger that will operate from either 120 volt input or a 240 volt input. I have this one set up on 240 volts AC input. I've got it going into a Better Place battery pack that at the moment is at, I've been charging just a little bit here tonight, 388.7 volts at the moment, and it charges at the full 3.3 kilowatts. The way I have this set up is I took Jim's data file and I used the GVRET software in a really interesting way. It will give you a list with check marks for each message address that it has available to send data from. So you can start the file sending, you can loop it so that it repeats itself over and over, you can just keep it going indefinitely, and you can watch the results. So you can watch if you have auxiliary 12 volts output like I did, you can watch if you're charging the high voltage battery pack like I did, and you can watch the rate at which these things are happening at, what kind of current are you actually putting out. So this file had maybe 12.5 messages in it. It was to capture from a charging car with all the other components in it, DC to DC converter, everything, the whole 9 yards of a normal Chevrolet Volt. So with that capture, I'm wanting to take out the ones that I don't need. So I just hit the check mark while it's running and drop them out and watch the results. So when I lose the output to the aux 12 volts, and I also lost the charging at the same time because I discovered a little more information about that. But I knew what that one was. I knew that one had to stay in. When I was done, I had 2 messages. The 2 messages were charge and turn on the aux and do it at this voltage and that current and power level. So pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and you probably can't see this screen, but you can download the software. Colin has it up and available, and now I'm sending from the GVRET, and the charging has gone to 7.43 amps. Now I've been charging for a good half hour tonight anyway, and it's outputting 7.43 amps DC into a battery pack that is currently 390.1 volts DC, 390.2 volts DC. It'll come up. This one will charge probably to about 401 volts or something like that. I haven't let it go to a finish because that's a liquid cooled charger and I don't have the cooling system hooked up yet. I think it's 28 degrees out here or something in that range, and I really don't want to bust this thing apart with frozen water, and I I haven't put antifreeze in the system yet. So that is the process that we're using. It is, I haven't spent that much time out here because it's too dang cold to, and I have got some great results. I got some great results because I had good data to work with, but here I am with a inexpensive wrecking yard charger that wasn't difficult to find at all. There's lots of them available. You can buy a brand new one from a GM dealer for not that much money. I mean, basically, I think we're talking about $1,100 or $1,300, something like. I'm not sure the exact price. This is significantly less than that. But nothing wrong with this one. It doesn't have any damage. There are some other ones that have shown up damaged, but that's another story. So Byron will probably give us a little bit of video about a damaged unit that came along. At any rate, that's the fairly simple process of doing it. If you're interested, pick up a Candui and start playing. It's a great little system. We've got some interesting software things put together. Colin's got GV-RET. Jack has got a program written. They're both in GitHub under the fellows' names. Colin is Colin 80, and I think Jack is Jack Rickard. Jack has the CAB 300 from Lem. He's got a routine set up in his GitHub for that. Trying to think what else there is. There's more. So take a look, see what you think, and enjoy. One more. We've got some more in progress, and we'll let you know as they go along.